everyone, it's Tina Marie. Welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I did this hairstyle, make sure to keep watching. So I am starting off with some clip-ins from CurlsCurls. This is how it looked when I took them out of my little satin bag that I keep them in. I didn't want to start off on dry hair, so I did go ahead and co-wash them, and this is what it looks like once I'm done. I'm just separating them because I'm trying to get enough hair to go on one perm rod, so I just go ahead and run my comb through it just to make sure that I got all the kinks and knots out of it. So this is the only product that I'll be using on these clip-ins. I'm just doing about 1 or 2 pumps and putting it on the hair, and then I go ahead and brush that through just to make sure everything is evenly distributed, and then I just go ahead and put on my perm rod. So I did the perm rod 2 different ways. So this is the first way where I'm just wrapping the ends around the perm rod first to make sure that it's secure. And then I go ahead and just wrap the remaining hair around the perm rod. So I did this method for a few of the perm rods. I thought it would be easier than doing the perm rods how I usually do them in a spiral motion. But I did go ahead and decide to do the remaining of the perm rods in the spiral motion because it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I didn't record that method, but I have tons of videos on how I do my perm rods, and I do it in the spiral method, and that's how I did all the other clip-ins that were left. And this is what it looks like when I'm finished. So I did go ahead and do the rest of them off camera, and this is the next day. I let them dry overnight. I did braid half of my hair already, and it's just 3 braids going straight back. They're not uniform, they're not perfect, but it will get the job done. So this first part in the front, I'm going to go ahead and section off some hair because I want some hair to cover the clip-ins at the beginning of the clip-ins where the clips are. You don't want to see that track, so I'm just putting some hair out so that it will cover that and blend in. So I'm just using the same product on my leave out, taking about 1 pump, making sure that it's evenly distributed throughout my whole head, combing that through, and then I am doing the spiral motion on my leave out so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So now it's time for my side braids. I am literally the worst parter ever. As long as I get a semi-straight part, then I am absolutely fine, but I am just the worst parter ever. So I'm just letting you know that if you can't part good, girl, you are not alone. So I am just spritting some water on that and putting a little bit of gel on both sides so that my braids will look a little bit neater, and then I am just going to brush that in and go ahead and braid it. But what I should have done first was do the braids, and then I could have did my leave out with the perm rods, because while I was braiding, my fingers kept knocking up against the perm rods, and I feel like my braids could have been straighter and a little bit more neater if I didn't have those perm rods in the way. So if you do decide to do this style, honey, go ahead and braid your hair first and then go ahead and do the leave out. I was going to do some more braids, but I decided that I'm just going to braid that up and then just tuck it back in, that the 2 braids will just be fine for me. And because that braid would have been really far back and I didn't want braids that far back, so we're just going to braid that up, and I'm going to put all the rest of my hair into a little ponytail bun. And now I'm just going to put perm rods at the end of my braids so that that can blend in with the other perm rods as well. So now that my perm rods are completely dry, I'm just going to go ahead and apply them to my head. So you could go ahead and unravel them first if you want to, but I just wanted to put the perm rods in first just to make sure that I had everything lined up, and I wanted to see what it looked like unraveling once the clip-ins were in my hair. So now we're starting the unraveling process, and y'all, I am in love. Do you see that bounce? Do you see that curl? How much movement? Is super duper soft. It's moisturized. It's shiny. I could just say so much about it. I absolutely love how it's turning out. So as you can see, that's what the spiral curl looked like. And the other curls, there's a little bit of a difference, but once you unravel it, it all looks the same. So I am just loving how this looks so far, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like once I start separating each piece. So I'm just taking a little bit of oil and coating that on my fingertips, and then I am going to start separating even more. So you could separate as much or as little as you like. I'm going to separate as much as I possibly can because I do want a lot of volume, but I also want the curls to stay, but I know they're going to stay because these curls just came out absolutely amazing. So I'm just taking the ends of my hair where I did my two braids, and I'm just twirling that and tucking it into the curls. I just don't want that piece to be sticking out, so I'm just going to bobby pin that in place and then just go ahead and try to shape the rest of my hair. And lastly, I'm just going to lay these edges down a little bit more, but that is basically it, y'all. Super easy hairstyle. I absolutely love this. I think it's perfect for summer, spring, whatever occasion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think down below, and special shout out to Curls Curls. I've had these clip-ins for a little over 2 months and they still look and feel amazing. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all on the next video.